with Pioneer Day tomorrow, it kind of feels like, I don't know, like we should do fireworks or have a celebration, I guess, tomorrow. But today is Wednesday, July 23rd, 2025. We are in the City Council chambers at City Hall for our regular meeting. We canceled the workshop session that's typically at 4 o'clock, and we moved our regular meeting to 4, as many are just kind of celebrating that state holiday tomorrow and over the weekend. We typically start our meetings with an invocation and a pledge of allegiance. I've asked Councilman Kurt Ivey to offer the invocation. After that, Councilman Troy Bellison will lead us in the pledge of allegiance.
Our Father in heaven, as we come before thee as citizens of Washington City, friends and family, Father, we wish to give thee thanks for the conditions that brings us together this night, the freedom that we enjoy by being citizens of the United States and be able to meet in this capacity. Father, tonight we ask thy special blessing to be with our public safety, with all those that serve throughout our land, that they might be blessed and watched over. Bless our firefighters that are battling fires across this nation, that they'll be blessed and watched over. And bless us this night that we can make the decisions that is in accordance with thy will as we prepare for our celebration tomorrow. We say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Councilman.
Please stand and repeat after me.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So at the onset, I'd just like to welcome everyone here this evening. When we have these evenings with an oath of office, it's impressive to see the amount of support that comes out. And we appreciate all our PD does for us. Council, in talking to you, I'll just make note that the applicant for items 8A and 9B, they are out of town and have asked that when those items come up, that a motion be made to table them to the August 13th meeting. And then I will also make note that we do not have need to go to closed session. That said, I'll turn to you for a motion to approve the agenda.
Mayor. Made. Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Bellison, second by Councilman Coates. All in favor?
Aye.
The agenda is approved unanimously. The first item of business is announcements. Tomorrow, as I said, tomorrow is Pioneer Day. So just a little bit of a rundown for things to expect. At 7 a.m., right out here at Veterans Park, the grill will be hot. The Lions Club's gonna be cooking breakfast. And if you haven't had an opportunity, Damon, looking at you, buddy, if you haven't had an opportunity to get there for one of those breakfasts, I highly recommend it. At 8 o'clock, we'll have the traditional Pioneer Day parade coming off of 300 and eastbound on Telegraph. And then following that, we'll have a number of activities at Veterans Park, including foot races. We still do hometown foot races. We spread out the rope, and we do it by age, and the distance gets longer the older you get. For some of you guys out there, I don't know if the park's quite long enough.
I think we should shorten it.
But, it's sprint distance.
It should have a point that it goes backwards.
It just starts going back. And then Washington City does fireworks on Pioneer Day. So at 10 o'clock p.m. tomorrow, plan on a nice fireworks show from the ball fields near the community center. Before I move on to a mayoral proclamation, Council, I'll just ask if there are any announcements that should come before the body or before the community. Seeing none, at this time I'd like to invite Mr. John Olson to come forward and set the stage just a little bit for a proclamation, along with a number of other events that have happened and that will happen with regards to the USS Utah. Mr. Olson, if you'll come forward, we've got the video queued up for us when you're ready.
mayor, council, city residents. And when I walked in the door, I thought you were ready for me from looking in the back.
Well, if I remember right, John, you've worn a badge yourself as a marshal.
Yeah, and it's always an honor to see our city's finest here. So 2 years ago, this month, I stood in front of this council. And with an idea, working with Councilman Ivy, to honor the old USS Utah. I had happened to find an old flag that was found on the USS Utah on December 7th, 1941. We all know where that went. All the way through the state with a resolution. We now hold a ceremony here in our city on December 7th to honor the old USS Utah. For those of you who don't know, they are building a new USS Utah, a nuclear attack submarine. She will be christened October 25th, 2025, go through sea trials, and hopefully commissioned somewhere in late 2026. So to finish what we started, working with Councilman Ivy again, I came up with the idea to have our city adopt the new submarine as our boat. We can get school kids to help write letters. Those sailors that are going to serve on her can be out for 3 to 6 months, never be able to see the sky. In April, the commanding officer of that submarine was here in our city, had the chance to meet him, meet his wife, meet his kids. He's been a submariner his whole career. Better man than me. December 6th of 2024, well, every year, December 6th, they hold a sunset ceremony on Ford Island at the USS Utah Memorial. The commander of the new USS Utah was a keynote speaker this past year. And you have a video queued up, just of about 1.5 minutes of his speech, maybe, where he talks about the continuing standing the watch, continuing legacy. At this ceremony, they are interring the ashes of Chief Meyer with his crewmen, or with his shipmates. And he mentions that the new USS Utah will carry the torch forward. And that led me to follow or try to find any information I could on the crew of the new USS Utah. Hopefully with this video, there's some still photos. They're doing some volunteer work at a farm out in Connecticut and a few other events. And I want you to look behind them and see how proud they are of our state and of what they fly at every event they do. Are there any questions for me? It's an honor and a privilege to be here and finish up what Washington City has started. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Go ahead, Steve.
On continued legacy and forging ahead. It's a profound experience to be building a culture, to be forming a crew. Right now, we have 1/3 of our crew. Within about 4 months, we'll be at a full complement. So right now, with each passing hour and second, there are new sailors arriving to Utah. There are new systems that are being constructed, lit off, and tested for the first time. There are new chiefs that are being made from the Utah, just like Chief Meyer. There are new submariners earning their fish, their dolphins on Utah. There are new sailors that are standing the watch, like your uncle did. And it's apparent to me that he never stopped standing the watch. Like any sailor worth his salt, you never truly do. But we have a saying, in our line of work. And I'm honored here to be able to say to you, as families, relatives, that we now have that watch. But I want you to understand, you have a family, you have a crew, you have a ship. That legacy continues, and we will carry that torch from here forward. Thank you. It was an honor to be here today.
While those pictures are showing, I'll just share a little bit of information, then I'll go ahead and read the proclamation, and we'll carry on with the meeting. One thing that you may not have heard is the ship's motto, and so it's Latin, Viva Fortis et Libertas, which stands for live strong and free. So that's the USS Utah's motto. And then as I read this proclamation, you'll hear some acronyms, some abbreviations. Let me just give you a little insight to what those are. When you say USS in front of the Utah, it stands for United States Ship. The SSN 801, the SS stands for submersible ship or submarine, and the N denotes that it is nuclear powered. And then the 801, this is a sequential assignment. Whole numbers are typically assigned in the order they were built. And these are unique identifiers for each submarine within the classification. And so 801 is not only consistent with when it was manufactured, but it is also an area code that at one point was across the state of Utah. So 801 is further significant for that. And that is also the reason why we are proclaiming August 1st or 801 as for the date to recognize the adoption of the USS Utah as a Washington City ship. So I'll go ahead and read that now. Whereas the United States Navy has honored the state of Utah with the commissioning of the USS Utah, SSN 801, a Virginia-class fast attack submarine, continuing the proud legacy of the original battleship USS Utah BB-31, which was tragically lost during the attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941. And whereas the USS Utah SSN 801 represents a symbol of strength, resilience, and patriotism, bearing the name of our great state and serving as a reminder of our nation's commitment to freedom and security. And whereas the citizens of Washington City and the state of Utah express profound respect and gratitude to the brave men and women who will serve aboard this vessel, dedicating their lives to the protection of our nation. And whereas it is fitting and appropriate that we honor the forthcoming christening and dedication of the USS Utah, SSN 801, and recognize the future service and excellence of the new submarine's crew. Now, therefore, I, Cress Staley, Mayor of Washington City, on behalf of the City Council and the residents of our community, do hereby proclaim August 1st, 801, as USS Utah, SSN 801 Day in Washington City, and hereby adopt the USS Utah, SSN 801, as Washington City's submarine. I encourage all citizens to join in recognizing the significance of this vessel and to honor the service and sacrifice of our United States Navy personnel, past and present, in witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused to be affixed the seal of the city of Washington, Utah, this 23rd day of July, 2025. Our next item of business, declarations of abstentions and conflicts. Anything to declare, any abstentions or conflicts? Council, I am not abstaining or even declaring a conflict, but I am noting on the record that I do own property near the vicinity of item 7A. Let's move on to the next item on the agenda. This is an introduction and oath of office for the police department, a new sergeant promotion. Chief Jason Williams will come forward and conduct this business.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. There are a couple items of business I'd like to take care of while I'm up here. But going with the USS Utah, I would like to recognize, I do have two former Navy members in the police department that are in the audience with me. But Officer Neighbor and Officer Scott Ray both served in our Navy. Furthermore, it is Officer Ray's birthday today. Just a special day all around. But today we'd like to recognize Sergeant Hayes and his accomplishments. I'd also like to recognize Chief Yates from Hurricane City being with us today as well. So, but Sergeant Hayes and his promotion with our patrol division as a sergeant. Sergeant Hayes started his career with Hurricane City PD and then went over to the university for some time there, and then we were lucky enough to rob him from the university, and we're glad to have him. Sergeant Hayes is a big man, burly, looks ferocious, but inside he really is just like mashed potatoes. So we're glad to we're glad to have him. So without any more embarrassing comments, we'll have you come up and we'll do the official side of this. Family and anybody that wants photography, feel free to get in the position if you need to get your best pictures. So. No. Just if you want to take pictures. Yeah. She's not well. We will after. Yes. They're anxious to get to the mic, Mayor. No.
Including myself.
Go ahead. I state your name.
I, Dan Hayes,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Utah.
and the Constitution of the State of Utah.
I do also solemnly swear
I do also solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the laws and ordinances of Washington City,
the laws and ordinances of Washington City,
and I will discharge the duties
and I will discharge the duties
of Sergeant with fidelity.
of Sergeant with fidelity.
Congratulations. Your son and Tim that guy. We didn't practice this part. Do you want to pin one of these on? Want to pin one of these on? I'll grab this first. OJ's big. Anybody know jokes or stories?
Where no one from you.
All right. We'll have you have that. It's for you. And this is for all those meetings that you get to go to now. I just need a signature on this, that it's official. And then I'll turn the mic over to you and your family. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thank you.
Can I just go sit down from here? Is that okay?
Sergeant Hayes, it's got a good ring to it.
Maybe, yeah.
It was about 2 years ago
Yeah.
when you came over to Washington City. What have you learned over the last few years, and do you feel prepared?
Maybe not prepared. What I've learned is a lot of confirmation of what I already suspected about the department. Just a bunch of really good people that want to serve and are grateful to be a part of this department.
Will you take just a minute and just look behind? This is the support, and this is the culture of Washington City PD, including our prosecutors and our newest city attorney, Jared Rasband. But I want you to turn and look right here. I see family members. Tell us who's here with you.
This is my son, Parker, and my girlfriend, Steph.
And mom and dad.
Oh, and mom and dad. I'm sorry. Yeah, my apologies. Mom and dad as well, yeah. That's right.
Well, I just I want you to know how proud we are of you. We've watched you from a distance over the last few years, and I think Chief Williams absolutely got it right. You've earned this promotion, and the humility that you've displayed here is one of the things that will really help you be effective as you serve with and lead in this new role. And I see those behind you looking at you, and I see the respect that they have for you. And that's really a testament to who you are and the service that you've given. Would you mind if Parker just joined you up there for just a sec? This is more of a Parker size mic, if you pull it down a little bit, than a Sergeant Hayes mic. But you look like you're probably fifth grade, maybe sixth.
Going in the fifth.
Going to fifth.
Yeah.
Did you go to Horizon, Heritage Fields? Where are you?
Majestic.
Majestic.
Yeah.
So down the fields. Seeing your dad be sworn in as a sergeant, as a big man with some big shoes to fill. What are some of the things that you look up to and admire about your father?
He just is always there for me, and I'm very happy about that. So, and he's probably the best dad I'll ever get.
Would you mind just giving a hug? I think you said it best. Congratulations, guys. Sergeant, would you mind if we get some pictures?
Oh, let's do it, yeah.
Yep. Now, let's start with family. Parker, girlfriend, mom, dad, let's start there, and then we'll invite the right here right there, that's great. That'll be great. And then Washington City's finest. If you'll come and gather around up the front, we'll get a big group picture, and then we'll excuse you to keep doing what you do. And then, Chief, will you join us as well? Hurricane PD, both of you. I almost said Chief Exel, but I need to get to know you. Yeah, so let's balance this out a little bit here. Tighten it up, and you can come on this back row too a little bit. Hey guys, come up on this second row behind fill it in there, get it tight. There you go. Should we join or should we just sit right here? And Sergeant, we'll just come down and shake your hand as well. All right, I'll call for a motion to adjourn the meeting. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, that's the good stuff. Now we get down to business. It's all good stuff.
I can go that way.
No, I shouldn't tempt these guys. Next item of business is the consent agenda, item 5A. This is consideration to approve minutes from the city council meeting of 7/9/25. Call for motion on that item.
So made.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Ivy, second by Councilman Coates. All in favor?
Aye.
The consent agenda is approved unanimously. We'll move on to the next section of the agenda, which is public hearing. I will note that we did not receive any electronic public comment prior to the meeting. Item 6A is a public hearing and consideration to approve height waiver HW-25-02 for a hotel to be located at the southeast corner of Buena Vista Boulevard and Washington Parkway. The applicant is Jerry Miyahara. Community Development Director Eldon Gibb will present to the council on this item. Mr. Gibb.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. The applicant is requesting a waiver to extend above the maximum 45-foot building height allowed in the C3 zone. See this map that's pulled up there? It's just on the northwest corner there of the exit, that triangle piece there. The applicant is seeking approval to extend the height of their hotel to 65 feet from finished grade to its highest point. The applicant is showing the building height at 62.4 feet. Steve, can you pull up Miro? Just show that illustration there of the hotel. There we go. That's what they're proposing there. You see the actual building height, they're asking for a few extra feet. That concludes staff report. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Council, any questions for Eldon? Seeing none, council, do you want to hear from the applicant, or are we ready for a motion on this item?
I'm ready, Mayor.
Okay, go ahead.
Make a motion. Oh, we gotta do the public hearing first.
Got to do the public hearing first.
All right. Apparently, we've got to do a public hearing when we're doing the public's business, so at this time, I'll open the public hearing for item 6A, which is a height waiver, item HW-25-02. Anyone wishing to speak to this item, please come forward. Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing and look to Councilman Coates for a motion.
I'll make a motion. We grant the height waiver for HW-25-2 for a hotel to be located at the southeast corner of Buena Vista Boulevard and Washington Parkway.
I have a motion by Councilman Coates.
Second.
And a second by,
You have to, in the motion,
The height, well,
as requested.
I'll make a motion up to 65 feet. I'll amend my motion to include the height of 65 feet.
I have a motion by Councilman Coates. I'm going to have a second over here by Councilwoman
Do you want to say, Casperson? Second.
Casper, second. I have a motion and a second. We'll go roll call, beginning with Councilmember Belliston.
Aye.
Coates.
Aye.
Ivy. Casperson.
Aye.
That is approved unanimously.
Mayor, may I make a quick comment?
Yeah.
Whenever we make these, did we make the lower map, Eldon? I just got turned around because the lower map had all this purple on it. So I kept looking down there, and I mean, I do a lot of work in this area, and I got confused for some reason. There's no road names on the upper map, and
He's talking about this map here.
yeah.
Purple
just-
versus
Can we
the-
put a star or something next time to just, it's kind of confusing took me a minute to get my bearings, and it would be nice if we just had a star or something to say the location.
Yeah.
So.
Mayor, can I have a point of order, please?
Councilman Ivy.
So it's just, where this is such a specific request for motels and a height waiver, is this part of the requirement that we have to have a public hearing and make this, and do this in a public hearing, or is there some way we can amend our ordinance?
So you'll likely recall, but we do have an ordinance that determines maximum heights for various uses. And about 5 or 6 years ago, we had extensive conversation on this as a council, when I was on the council with you. And it was determined that we wouldn't make those adjustments to the ordinance, but that we would ask them to bring this forward. I think it's been pretty slick, other than, Bob's, we're still gonna have you home by 5 o'clock tonight. At least it's not a late meeting. And unless the council has a real strong opinion
I like
on
how
this,
we do it.
I like to see it. It gives us a little more involvement, and I'm comfortable with it, but definitely this is at your purview, council.
And Mayor, it's just always just trying to streamline processes and make it easier for any applicants that come into Washington City. So
I appreciate that.
comment, but I totally understand, Councilman. I have no problem with having those come in and we judge them on a case by case. I just wanted to make sure that it was ordinance driven.
Yeah, I think that was done before you and I were even on council. It was part of Bellison's first term, right, when that height ordinance came across? Tail end of it, yeah. So that it came, and I can go either way, but I think it gives us at least an eye, I mean, with the state taking away less and less we look at, I think it helps to have an eye on these things, especially when they do affect residents. Like, what if this was in the wrong spot? It wouldn't make sense. That didn't make sense. This one makes total sense. It's up against the freeway. It's a commercial area.
Easy process, but Councilman, my only concern was that, just again, don't want to be redundant, but just making sure that we are being very efficient with time and with everyone's money as they come and want to build in Washington. But I appreciate that. So.
This is good conversation. Bob, Jerry, you guys feel okay about things? Okay, thank you. Have a good night. You're good to go for that adjusted height. Move along to item 7A. This is a conditional use permit. Consideration to approve conditional use permit C-25-03 for Star Nursery located at 1475 East George Washington Boulevard. The applicant is Damon Hardy, Community Development Director. I'm getting used to that new title. Eldon Gibb will present to the council on this item. Take it away, Eldon.
This is the area we're looking at here. I've got it highlighted. I'll switch to the site plan. You can look at this while I read staff report. As shown in the exhibit, the entire site is approximately 14.1 acres. The site plan shows 3 buildings, one being Star Nursery and the other 2 being quick serve restaurants. These quick serve buildings are not part of this approval, as the building renderings are not available at this time. However, the site is being situated to accommodate these future uses and making the needed parking accommodations at this time. Both of these outbuildings will be required to obtain conditional use permit approval when they're ready to move forward. The Star Nursery Retail Center, the covered portion, is approximately 23,000 square feet. It's a 33,000 square foot shade structure to the rear of the building and approximately 152,000 square feet of outdoor plant area. To the east of the covered building is the retail delivery area. West is the Rock Yard area. The proposed buildings meet the required setbacks and height requirement for this zone. Proposal includes a landscape plan which is aesthetically pleasing. We'll pull that up here. The applicant has incorporated 20 internal landscape boxes to break up the parking area, along with the required perimeter landscaping and live growth adjacent to the 8-foot privacy wall, secluding the retail deliveries and Rock Yard areas. Required parking for the entire site includes the quick serve buildings, are 253, and the applicant is providing 322, which is an overage of 69 spaces. As shown on the exhibit, the applicant is proposing to build an 8-foot tall split face CMU wall along the exterior boundary line of the Rock Yard, outdoor plant and retail delivery areas in an effort to seclude these portions of the building. Exterior materials for the building include brick, stucco, hardy board, metal siding, rough sawn timber, and a metal roof. We can pull up that elevation. You see that building there? The parcel is zone C3, surrounding zoning is C1 and open space to the north, open space to the east and south, and PUDC to the west. Staff has reviewed the proposal and finds it meets the standards outlined in the zoning ordinance. The Planning Commission reviewed this request on July 16th and recommended denial with a 3-to-1 vote of this project. The following findings and conditions stated in staff report. The reason for their denial was due to concerns with the front entry roof lines not being harmonious with the entire building. Staff report. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have at this.
Council, questions for Mr. Gibb?
Yeah, just a quick question for, what's the reason for the 8-foot wall CMU? Because our code, I'm just curious. Why is an 8-foot being requested?
Is seclusion to the site, create a little more privacy area.
Thank you.
Further questions for staff on this particular item? At this time, I'll invite the applicant or the applicant's representative to come forward. I like it. Tag team it, and if you'll just state your names for the record, and I love the pin, Damon, we know you. We know you both, but just for the record.
I'm underdressed standing next to him. Taylor Ricks with Mainline Engineering,
Good to see you,
representing the
Taylor.
applicant as the engineer.
Damon Hardy, H-E-R-D-Y, with Star Nursery, representing Mr. Craig Q, the owner of Star Nursery.
Thank you. Good to see you both. Council, what questions do you have for the applicant on this particular item? Is there anything you'd like to share with the council?
Thank you for this opportunity, Mayor and Council. To get to this point, it's been a process, and being in the Valley since 1991, we are indeed grateful for the support and love that we've received with the community getting to this point, which warrants this opportunity to be able to build our biggest building to date, and this would be our signature store. So being in this community, we're so grateful to be a part of this and going forward and providing jobs and for the youth. And just a side note, we have a young man he's a carryout just a couple years ago. Now he's a general manager, and we've had to have district managers within the 2 years of this, of being in Star Nursery. So it's an honor. It's a family business. It's a one owner type business, and it's all about community. And we're grateful to be a part of it. And again, we're thankful for the council and for your support and all the comments that you made so far. We take it to heart, and I respectfully request approval of this application today. Thank you.
Damon, on that note, you've been in the community since 91. Now, we know you to be the preservers and the caretakers and the business owners at our most historic building, meaning the cotton mill or cotton factory.
Yes.
Was it 1991 that you moved into that building, or do you remember the year on that particular location?
I do. Thank you, Mayor. It's actually our Sunset store. It was our first store. It was 1991.
Okay.
We actually purchased the cotton mill in 1997 and renovated it, and we opened our first day in 1998.
1998
was the first year of opening for that.
So we're going on 27 years of you being a part of this community.
Yes, and again, we're grateful. Mr. Craig's very grateful to be the steward and honored to be a steward of that property.
Yeah.
Historic.
And I chose my words carefully. It is our most historic building,
We're
and you
honored
are
and
the
grateful.
preservers and caretakers of that. In fact, and this is a side note, so one of you, elbow me if I'm getting too off. But before you turned it into a nursery, it was a bit of a reception center, and then there was a lady that lived on the third floor, and my wedding reception was in the cotton factory. It was amazing. It was awesome. But when I grew up, like in my youth, and we would run around through the tamarisks and along the Mill Creek there, that building was in really bad repair. The roof was caving in and weeds, and so the transformation for us to have that landmark and that associated with Star Nursery, that means a lot to us too. But we're off topic here. We have a conditional use permit before us. Council, you've read through the packet, you've seen the site plan, you've seen the elevations. What questions, what interaction would you like to have with the applicant and the applicant's representative?
I just want to say I am looking forward to having another Star Nursery. I think it's a lot of people love to go there. I go there quite frequently to Star Nursery to get plants and things, and so it's just a great value to our community. And listening to Planning Commission, it sounds like you guys were very thoughtful in how you designed it and everything, and going back and forth on different looks of it. And I'm ready to. Well, I guess other people could talk about this too, so I guess I won't go too far to say I'm ready to make a motion of approval, but I'm supportive of this project going forward.
Thank you, Councilman.
Just say that I've gotten to know Dr. Q quite well.
Yeah, he's
I'm
met
not
a few of you.
sure.
Yes.
I've earned my green thumb. That's usually a tan or brown thumb over the years. But
Yeah, we appreciate
no,
it.
I just want to shout out what Councilwoman Casperson, our mayor, said. Their comments about when you have quality businesses come in that want to, in your case, beautify the community. I mean, what greater tribute than to a lot of what you do is the reason that our area is so beautiful, to flowers, shrubs, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I listen to Planning Commission too, and I can appreciate one thing about all of us being Americans, that is that you have the right to develop and build what you like, what you prefer. I like the concept. I think it will look great there, and just want you to know that I personally look forward to having you not only as partner of your existing store,
Thank you.
but the new one as well. And I stand in support of this as well.
Very grateful. Thank you.
Further comments, further discussion?
I'm just wondering when we're breaking ground.
Yeah, me too.
We've been excited for it for a few years now, so.
Yeah, we obviously got to get through our grading permit and our building permits and things. There's a few more steps to go, but we're hoping to, by next year, maybe we'll fall by next year, we'll hopefully be ready for business.
I like the site plan that you settled in. I think this really works. I mean, you've got those 3 separate ingress egress off George Washington Boulevard. I like that you've got those 2, 5,000 to 6,000 square foot pad sites. Do you have an idea on a timeline there? I mean, it'd be nice to see those go vertical too.
We suggested possibly putting an application in to get the shell built, and then obviously we're always looking for tenants to go there, either QSR and or a retail center on the corner. Some people have mentioned maybe a skateboard shop or something on the corner right next to this infamous Wheels Park that we're so grateful to be next to. So we're obviously looking for applicants to do a ground lease there for somebody willing to come in and want to be a part of
Well, we work with a lot of developers, and one of probably our biggest partner right now kind of takes a Field of Dreams approach, and it kind of says if you build it, they will come. But let me give you maybe a more practical example of a similar store opening. Winco, like you, has a really nice facility that they're going to build on North Main and Buena Vista. They brought in 2 outbuildings after their initial conditional use permit approval, and they're now moving forward simultaneously with the outbuildings as well. I think it's a good market. I think it's good timing. You might be a little bit on the front end of that, but that growth is happening down there, and the traffic on George Washington Boulevard, maybe just pass that back to Mr. Craig to see if you, and you were forward thinking in building full width, so that the road's built out for you.
Correct.
You might as well, while you're mobilized, build those other QSRs as well.
That'd be great. I know you coined that phrase, the gateway to Washington City, and
Yeah.
we're going to run with that, Mayor. So.
Well, no, you're doing great. Council, any additional comments or questions or any additional feedback on this item? Thank you. Appreciate you. Council, I'll turn to you now for further discussion and or a motion. Looks like maybe Councilman Casperson wants to take a stab on this one.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the conditional use permit C-25-3 for Star Nursery located at 1475 East George Washington Boulevard.
You've heard the motion by Councilwoman Casperson. Is there a second?
Second.
And a second by Councilman Coates. It's a conditional use permit, so we'll go roll call, beginning with Councilmember Coates. Ivy?
Aye.
Casperson?
Aye.
Belliston? And that is approved unanimously. Congratulations. We look forward to your second Washington City location.
Thank you all very much for your time.
Thanks, guys. Moving along to the next item on the agenda is agreement. As mentioned at the start of the meeting, the applicant has asked for item 8A, which is consideration to approve a zone designation agreement for zone change Z-25-06. They've asked for that to be tabled until the August 13th meeting. So I'll call for a motion on that item.
Make a motion to table 8A Z-25-06 to our August 13th City Council meeting.
You've heard the motion by Councilman Ivy. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Belliston. All in favor?
Aye.
That item is tabled, pushed forward to August 13th. Next section on the agenda is ordinances. Item 9A, this is consideration to approve an ordinance for general plan amendment G-25-03 from estate to industrial located at 925 South, 1900 East. The applicant is Curtis Rogers and Adam, American Land Consulting. Adam, I almost just threw your name in there. Community Development Director Eldon Gibb will present to the council on this one. And then we'll ask Adam Allen to come forward.
This parcel covers approximately 0.41 acres. The general plan for this parcel is split, with industrial being on the west and estate being on the east end. General plan, and you can see where that lies. Purple's industrial, green is estate. It's split in half. The applicant is proposing to change the east end of the property, which is 2.7 acres, from estate to industrial so that the entire parcel will have the same general plan designation. Surrounding general plan designations are estate to the north, east, and south, and industrial to the west. Staff has reviewed the requested change and is comfortable with the proposal as access to the area is off of 1900 East and through industrial uses. The Planning Commission reviewed this request on July 16th and unanimously recommended approval of G-25-03, amending the general plan land use map from the current estate residential to the proposed industrial designation. And that's outlined in this exhibit. That concludes staff report. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Council, questions for staff? Any desire to hear from the applicant or further discussion amongst the council?
Here, just one. It's written here, but I think it's important to say is that this works well because the access to the area off 1900 East is through industrial uses already, so it's not disrupt anything there.
It's not gonna disrupt, I'm concerned about it. I mean, we have industrial out there and we've been approving all this estate and now we're gonna change it to industrial. I don't know, I think it's odd. I mean, we literally just approved the estate stuff to the south and east to be estate. So now we're gonna go change it to industrial and then change it back. I don't know, that's my concern.
Adam?
Adam Allen, American Consulting and Engineering. Hey, so he's been using that as industrial. It's in a pretty big pit, and he's been doing it the whole entire time. And they have a guy who rents some area out there, and it turns out they're not zoned properly for some stuff. So when they came in, talked to staff about it, we needed to get the whole general plan the same, and then we got to come back with a zone change. So that way, as they're using the property, they're meeting the conformance of what they're doing. So it's just one of those historical cleanup items that's going on out there. So this is the Rogers, Curtis Rogers, and then they've had it for a long, long time, and they just want to continue using it the way they are.
Okay.
So they're just trying to be in conformance with what they need to be.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm just thinking general plan long-term, does it make sense to do it? I mean, currently they've been using it industrial. Doesn't mean, I'm just saying long-term, do we change the general plan or not? That's, I guess, a question to staff. Does it make sense to change the general plan? Or do we just change the zone and the general plan is to make it estate lots? Because at some point, they might want to change it back. I don't know. That's my only concern is switching it like that. And then 10 years from now, done doing industrial items and they want to go develop it. And then we get, I don't know, or they go change a different type of use and the estate guys around them are frustrated. I don't know. That's just what went through my head. So I'm just speaking out loud on it.
Appreciate it.
But I mean, the Rogers are good people. They've been using it like that forever. It was odd. That's good to understand, but do we change the general plan? I mean, you'd have to tell me, Eldon, if it's necessary or not.
Yeah, great question. Staff supports this. Currently the only access to this piece is off of 1900 East.
Can you show that a little more clearly?
Those industrial areas.
While you're pulling that up, that's the canal that separates from the, on the north, right?
Yeah.
And that canal it's just an access easement across that canal, correct?
Yeah, they can't do anything with it
Pave it or anything.
because it's got that Conservancy District line in it.
That doesn't,
Yeah.
it's not on their property.
Yeah.
No, I get that. I'm just saying, for what that 1900 runs right into it.
The canal,
Yeah.
yes.
And then that canal is always going to keep a separation,
But you
access or whatnot.
But you can cross it. We cross it all the time. We cross it tons of times along it, right?
I get it. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just, part of it's familiarizing myself with which piece we're talking about, right? So I've been down there and along the canal, so.
Eldon, remind us what current zoning is.
It's got like 3 on there.
Showing RA5.
Oh, right, sorry.
So if this is cleaning up the general plan, do you anticipate subsequently bringing in a zone change for an industrial zoning?
Yeah, so we're gonna keep it I-2 on the left touching up right there, and then the plan is to make that I-1, the lesser industrial, right as we're starting to touch up against the RA1 lots. And we're keeping it I-2 because there's, I think he has like a septic, or like an I got poop type thing out there, right, where he does the little outhouses, and so that has to be done in I-2.
So when you say you're accessing off 1900 East coming off of Washington Dam Road through the other industrial parcels that the Rogers own?
Yeah.
Is that what we're talking about?
Yep. And it's in a pretty big hole so that right now, currently, it'd be hard to access any other way.
And so as Councilman pointed out, the canal and the canal easement bifurcates this property from the residential that's to the south.
Yep.
So it's got to be, it's at least a 50-foot buffer. But it is tough because you get a little bit of a, and it's like playing Risk down there with, there's just a lot going on between the industrial and the residential uses.
I've never loved how we have that industrial and residential right next to each other. Like we get complaints back and forth. So that's where my struggle comes from. And I don't want to, I understand what's going on. I'm just sitting here going, so now we're adding more industrial, but we're also adding more residential when
unique to Washington Dam Road, and it's not something that we want to replicate everywhere in our community. That people recognize those historic industrial uses when they, they don't always, but they should. Again, it's unique to Dam Road.
So you're saying that this cleanup, to use our community development director's words, is step one, general plan amendment, step two, zone change so that it's consistent with the uses. I think Councilman Coates makes a good point in saying that when you're done, I mean, I guess we would go back, we would backtrack the process if they want to change the use at a future time. But for right now, you want the zoning to be consistent with the use. And I think that's what, to me, that's what's the most compelling, irrespective of the competing uses with residential and industrial.
We can't change it. As my understanding is if the general plan says it's residential, I can't make it industrial in that portion regardless, is my understanding of the rules. So I have to change the general plan to industrial to then put the industrial over it.
What do you want to do, council?
For motion, if the council.
Ready for further discussion and or motion?
Can I just say really quick that there was some concern about some of the water drainage. There was a comment that was made. And so I just wanted to say that the staff is looking into that. And so as we go forward with the zoning, hopefully we can have more conversations about that and answers to those questions and concerns.
If and when they develop that, it will actually solve his problems more. It'll reduce the amount of water that comes to him if and when we come in there with more, if they develop it in the future. Right now, they don't really have any plans. They just need to be conforming so that people that are there and things, so they can just keep doing what they're doing.
Do you know how long they've been using it as those, in the way they have been using it?
20, 30 years, long time.
So well before those residential.
Yeah.
Good points. Thank you, Councilman. I'll turn to the council for further discussion and or motion.
Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve an ordinance for general plan amendment G-25-03 from estate to industrial. It's located at 925 South, 1900 East.
You've heard the motion to approve by Councilman Ivey. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Belliston. We'll go roll call, beginning with Councilmember Ivey.
Aye.
Casperson.
Aye.
Belliston.
Aye.
Coates.
Aye.
That is approved, 4-0. Thank you, Adam. We'll watch for that zone change request. Keep doing good work in our city, okay? Item 9B is consideration to approve an ordinance for zone change Z-25-06 from C3 to R112 and open space OS located at Rocky Point Circle and Arizona Drive. The applicant is American Land Consulting. This item, the owners on this are out of town and asked for item 9B also. Kindly ask for this to be tabled to August 13th. Council, I'll ask for one of you to make a motion on that.
So made.
I have a motion by Councilwoman Casperson,
Second.
second by Councilman Coates. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item 9B is pushed forward to August 13th. We'll move on to the next section on the agenda, which is report of officers from assigned committees. Councilman Belliston.
I don't have anything right now.
It's the dog days of summer, right?
It is.
Councilman Coates.
I don't have anything either.
Councilman Ivy.
Mayor, I just want to give a brief update from MPO, something that I think that this staff would like to hear as well as perhaps council members, and that is I've asked to join a trail etiquette group to study countywide trails to try to get some signage and some rules kind of that are across our county so that we don't cross from one municipal boundary to another one and have different rules and different. And so we're looking into that. We've had our first meeting. It was a good meeting, a good representation there from all the cities, and we were able to come up with some fundamental ideas about what we're trying to accomplish, just with the idea that as our community continues to grow, then that changes the dynamic a little bit of our trails and who's using them and maybe some uses that were not intended for them. So I will keep you posted on that, how it comes forward. And right now, one thing that looks favorable is that there is some availability for money to help with the signage costs through some granting, so we'll stay up with that. But the only other thing I'd mention or ask Mayor is I've gotten 2 calls about Merrill Road. Now, I don't think a lot of our citizens realize that that's actually in St. George on the south side. And so I would just say that over the microphone, that south side of Merrill Road, which is west of the elementary there, is in St. George City. But please, if there's something that is going on that we could help with, then please reach out. We can reach out to St. George, but that's actually in their city. And from what our city has heard about this, is it still planned to open prior to school opening in August? Does anyone know the answer to that? That's the plan, but okay.
Again, it's not our project, so we don't have control over it, but was still their intention.
Yeah, I think it's important that we get that open, especially for those new kindergartners.
Councilman.
That's 3 weeks.
I know that was the plan all along.
The plan.
3 weeks.
In parentheses.
Unfortunately, the school is in Washington, so we will get all the complaining if it's not, right?
Yeah. Well, we'll be prepared to do what we need to do to keep kids safe, right? Thank you, Blake, Chief, appreciate you. Councilman Ivy, any other updates on regional projects from the MPO coming through? Probably anything else regionally?
Well, its list is being implemented, but I will have a bigger, we didn't meet this month for July, but we'll have another one in August, and so we'll come forward from there.
Yeah, I appreciate how you're doing there. We've had our share of big projects recently, haven't we? Councilwoman Casperson, anything to add? I had a couple things on my mind, but I only can remember one right now. So from my report, I did attend a meeting last week at the invitation of the county commissioners. They are doing some master planning, Legacy Park. So if you have any thoughts on potential future uses or ideas, I'd be happy to pass those along. We met with, they've got a group doing a study there, and we roundtabled with.
Mayor, is that recreational or commercial or just?
So right now, obviously often we just refer to it as the fairgrounds. But in the course of that meeting, I guess one thing I did that reminded me that I did want to, make you and staff and community aware is that those buildings can be reserved by the city, and we can use them and partner with the county on that at Legacy Park. So, the Grafton building and some of those facilities out there, but they still have the horse stables and the racetrack and the little arena that they do some sorting and the demolition derby and stuff. But they're really looking how to they have significant amount of property there. They're really just trying to determine what's the highest and best use, in part as, recreation, economic driver for the community. So if you have thoughts, if you get looking at the map and have some ideas, now's the time. Talking to you as well, staff out there, to, give some feedback. And, there's a lot of ground, even if you just look at the interior of the seldomly used racetrack. So anyway, that was just kind of the feedback that I wanted to give you. Next item is city manager report.
Mayor, I don't have anything to report this time. Thank you.
Okay. And we do not have need for a closed session, so I'll call for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So made, Mayor.
Motion by Councilman Ivy. Second by Councilman Belliston. All in favor?
Aye.
We stand adjourned until August 13th. Have a good evening.